Good evening, good morning, good day, good night, wherever you're watching this. How much is my name? The Embodiment Queen. And I would like you to share with me where you're watching this from. If you are live, hash live. If you're on replay, hash replay, and share where you're watching this from. Because it's a beautiful time where people are meeting with their families, and I wonder how you're spending this holidays or Christmas, whatever holiday that you are celebrating. Yes, welcome to the Letting Go in 2022. Um, sure, basically, like the last days, let's just use them to let go. If you don't know who I am or what I do, as I mentioned, how much is my name, and I help high achieving women to rapidly rebuild after a painful breakup or divorce so that they can release emotional pain and recover from high functional anxiety so that they can awaken soul confidence, soul pleasure, regain flow, and find true love. And we know if you're a high achieving person, you know you're all about, I'm going to do what I love to do. I'm going to do concentrate on my work and I'm gonna forget about whatever that happened. And what you're not aware of is you are carrying this pain, you are carrying this emotional pain, you are suppressing it or repressing it, and it's showing up in different areas of your life. It's blocking your growth, it's blocking your flow. So I'm just inviting you as we are ending 2022, if you are open to receive this gift, to let go. And yesterday we spoke about fear, and I wondered, did you go ahead and do the fire ritual that we spoke of? Did you write down and burn it? Because it felt so good to to do the ritual. And if you are part of my email list, I have written about my experience and what I found out of some of the subconscious things that are hidden we may not be aware of, like consciously, but subconsciously we have these patterns that are basically controlling our life, whether we like it or not, because the body listens to the command from the subconscious. So the conscious mind, we might be telling ourselves we know what we want, we know where we're at, but that's the case. 95% of what we do, our habits, our behaviors, our patterns, is coming from the subconscious mind. And today I just wanted to talk a bit about comparing yourself with other people. Where do you see this pattern showing up in your life? I love this topic because I am a product of comparison. Basically, it's kind of like I was born in the comparison environment, society. And the beautiful thing, it was done by my lovely mother. May her soul rest in peace. But yeah, she kept on like reminding me how different I am from my other siblings. I was called, like as I mentioned, if you've read the description, I just shared with you how I was compared with my siblings, and there was this thing that you are not like other ones. I was called crazy because I was very adamant about being myself when I was a child. No matter what was said and all that, but the strong will was, I'm going to be myself no matter what. I'm going to share how I feel. I'm going to express myself. I deserve to be me. I deserve to dress however that whatever that makes me comfortable, you know. And my mom was coming from a different era where it's kind of like, this is how it has to be. You know, this is what we believe. This is how a child has to behave. You know, you don't talk back, you don't ask questions, you just listen and say yes, madam, or whatever. And I was totally different. So with this strong will of, I'm gonna be myself and do what I want and all that, what I didn't realize is that in the background there was this not feeling worthy, this fear of judgment that marinated from always having proof of that a person like me deserves to be seen and heard, a person like me exists, and she's not crazy, you know. So that developed into me showing up in relationship with this expectation of judgment, whether it was romantic relationship or friendship or even at work. And it's quite interesting because one of what was supposed to be the most beautiful work that I had was with a boss who, this woman, like she had I would say qualities of my mom, where it's kind of like every time picking up on me and all that. It was kind of like that same relationship playing out again at work, and I always felt small, hiding, and all that. And I was not even aware until later in the years when I was just doing the work and all these patterns started coming up, and I was like, whoa, this is quite interesting. So these were the patterns that were holding me back from being myself. And I know, because I work with a lot of people, and one of the pain that many people feel is that of, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. According to who? There is descriptions, like I said, from since we were children, we were just brought up into this marination of comparison. How you do in school? What position are you in school? What are you passing on? So there is this competition, comparison. Your siblings are doing well, you are not doing well, and there is even an expectation that you get to be like your other siblings. And if you show up differently, it's kind of like it's wrong. You are wrong. You are a failure. You are a fill it up, whatever that you're telling yourself. And I see it in a lot of people where they are unhappy, they are unsatisfied with their journey, they are resenting the path that they are in because something within them is telling them that I am not supposed to be here. According to the family qualifications, society, environment, culture, this is where my life should be. I should be married, especially women around my age. We believe we should be married with kids and all that. And if you are in the same path as me, where you were married and divorced and you had kids, children outside marriage and all that, chances are you are already in that. There is that inner criticism where a part of you is telling you that no, you're not supposed to be here, you're a failure or whatever, because you are judging yourself based on what you were programmed and conditioned to believe. And if you were never married, and a part of you is telling you that you should be married by now and raising a family, and a part of you does not really. And actually, there is many. It's quite interesting because when you are on the other side, you want to be on the other side. Some people are married and unhappy. Some are married and happy, which is a beautiful thing. Some are married and unhappy, but still they feel they cannot get out, because this is also something that gives them the status. It's like they have achieved something according to the cultural, society, family standards and all that. You understand? So where are you comparing yourself with other people? It could be even in qualification, where you are not going ahead and following that whisper that is always coming through. Because your first thing is like, I don't have this qualification, so I cannot do that. I cannot be successful in that. I cannot pursue that which my heart is calling me to, because fill in the blanks, whatever that is coming through, it's a comparison. And like I said, for those people who have been part of my shared shadow mass challenge, is one of the things that I go deep in. Because one study that was found was that people do not are not satisfied with. People do not live their deepest desires because they are not authentic to themselves. And if you know, authenticity is one of the core pillars and value that I live by. So if you are not yourself, because as I always say, that our purpose is built in who we are, it's built in our personality. So some along the way, with all the conditioning, the expectations, we get to deny who we are, and you realize that that aspect of yourself that you deny, that's where the treasure is. And you are busy comparing yourself with other people and denying the world to know who you are. You are denying us to know your uniqueness. You are denying yourself to receive the purpose that is built in who you are, which can only be delivered by you, the unique you. That's why your path is different from everybody else. You might look at other people's life and be like, yeah, they've achieved that, and all that. And you resist where you are at. You resist your lessons. You resist something that was meant to transform your life so that you can be yourself. Because at times challenges are just coming through so that we can release the mask of who we are not and embrace the magic that we are. Because who you are is magical. It's unique to you, you know. So where are you comparing yourself with other people? What is it that you're holding on? Because one of the things, like I mentioned, there is four things that I call that the barriers to your authentic self. And one of them it's comfort zone, and the other one is attachment to status and labels. And you realize that attachment to status and labels is kind of like I mentioned earlier, that at times people are attached to being married, to having a PhD, master's, this certificate, or absence of something. We identify with that, and we comparison to other people as well. At times we use this to sort of like feel better, because I have this, you cannot talk to me if you don't have to, if you do not have this. We kind of like try to use something that someone does not have to feel better. And then there is another side again where you use something that you do not have to feel less than, but it doesn't serve you. It can even limit you, even when you look on the positive side to say you might have those qualifications, but if you are holding into them as an identity and something that defines who you get to be and all that, chances are you are limiting yourself based only on these papers. And if you do not have them, again, they are limiting you because of the absence of something. You perceive yourself as nothing. You think less of yourself. You understand? So where are you comparing yourself to other people? What are you looking at? Some people have children. I do not have children. Some people are married. I'm not married. Some people are they have a house. What are you looking at? Because just you being alive and you being unique and you it's just magical on its own. And the more you embrace who you are, that's when flow will happen, when you are in alignment, because alignment happens when you are true to yourself. When you embrace who you are, you embrace and focus on your own strength, you embrace and focus on your own attractiveness and power. I talk about this enchantress or enchanter aspects that we have, that captivating thing that we have within us, which is unique to who we are. And one other thing that is actually coming to my mind right now, and it's quite interesting. I'm just me. I don't even know. There's no label that is coming to my mind to say this is who I am. But one thing that I can say I am not this sort of like quiet and what you call humble, kind of like, yeah, I feel like there is that, it's not who I am, and interesting enough, when I started and felt this calling and being called to show up, spirituality, in my opinion, was like that humble, like I have to start, um, yeah, just toning down and speaking with that low voice and just being slow and all that, so that I can fit the picture of a spiritual person. Can you hear how that is? You can you feel that I'm just pretending to be someone who I'm not? And for some time, I was just holding into this thing that I am not spiritually enough, because I have this energy of, yes, let's do it, and getting excited and talking about pleasure, making love, orgasm, and all that. And at the beginning, the conditioning that I had, the programming about spirituality, was not bringing that up. And it's not even surprising that while I was growing up, like from a childhood, there was this whole thing that she's not going to finish school, like I was going to fall pregnant. And that was before I even had any attractiveness to an opposite sex or whatever, and already this was thrown into my face. So where are you comparing yourself, and where is this coming from? What is the memory that is coming through of the first time that you were compared to someone? Was it in school? Was it at home? Was it partner? You realize how this is coming through? Was it at work? And how did you interpret that? How did that make you feel? And the question is, do you wish to continue seeing yourself through the eyes of those people? Or it's time that you let that go and choose to see yourself through your eyes and choose to define who you are, not living by the values of your parents, of the society, of the culture, of the environment that you're raised in, or even of the things that happen to you. You know, are you willing to go ahead doing that, or you want to bring an end to this because it does not serve you? Where is it stopping you from progressing and going after what you deserve and be who you are meant to be? And if you feel it in your heart to say, I want to release this, I just invite you to take a piece of paper. You can light a candle and just set your intention to release this and start writing without thinking. Just start writing and release that. You might feel emotional as you're doing it, thinking or bringing in that child who felt embarrassed, who felt she was not enough or he was not enough. Just write without thinking. And when you are done, burn that paper. And you are calling forth your inner child to merge with you. You are choosing to release anyone and everyone who defined who you get to be, or who you bought into that story and you denied who you are to fit in, at times to belong. And trust me, realize how this affects our lives. At times you realize that even the job, the career, the relationship that you're in is not even yours. Your values are not even yours. Your spiritual life is not even yours. You're just following what was handed to you. Yet something within is saying, find yourself, find yourself, find yourself. So my invite, if you choose to release comparison to with other people, just surrender it with that, whatever intention, whatever that you want to create. As you are writing, you are choosing to say, you are no more going to have control in my life. My life is my life. I'm going to be myself. I'm going to choose the values that are in alignment with who I feel. I'm going to let the stories and all that happen, I'm going to see myself through the eyes of my parents, my caretakers, the society, the culture, whatever that you're programmed into, and burn it. And please share with us what is coming through, what memories coming through. How did you feel when you were doing your ritual? And I cannot wait to connect with you tomorrow, and we'll see what we're gonna be called to release tomorrow. Thank you for being with me. I appreciate, and please share with us, #replay, #live, and share with us what came through. And if you feel called, like I want to dive deep because something has been steered, don't hesitate to contact me. But at the end of the day, please just do this with me. Let's just do this and just release so that we can show up differently in the next year. Much love to you.